Carrie Ann Stout, founder of Vinco, where we provide one-to-one support for your academic and professional needs. And welcome to Vlogmas Day 12. In this video, I am going to share 3 goal-setting tips for business owners as you are setting your 2022 goals and preparing for the new year. Generally, the people who I am coaching in business and giving business advice to are small business owners. So it is with that lens that I am giving this advice. So my first tip for you in setting your 2022 business goals is to set them at the same time or relatively close to when you do your personal goal setting. Why is that? Because we are just one person, right? I'm not business Carrie Ann and personal life Carrie Ann. I'm Carrie Ann, who, yes, I run a business and I teach and I oversee the people who work in my business. And I'm also married and I have a puppy and I live next door to my parents and I have friends and a social life sometimes. And all of these things exist within me as one person. And for a long time, I tried to totally separate those parts of my personality. And it was as if I was 2 different people. And that was unsustainable and unrealistic because part of the reason many of us start our own businesses is for the freedom that that gives us to bounce back and forth between being a mom and a business owner or being, working from home, working outside the home, whatever it is. It's all interconnected. So I don't necessarily do it all in one day or all in one sitting, but I look holistically at what I'm planning for the year, both on things that I'm working on personally and professionally. Because sometimes I've realized that I have set my expectations and my goals in each area so high and to include so much that I've set myself up for failure before I have even begun. Right. So if I have like a major undertaking in my personal life, I need to plan accordingly in my business life. If I have huge growth plans in my business, well, then probably, big, huge vacations or lots of time off to do other things are not going to be on my list in my personal life. So that first tip is to think about yourself as a whole person when you're doing your goal setting and consider your personal goals and your business goals holistically, put them all on one piece of paper and say, can I, as one person, realistically work towards achieving all of these goals with the time and resources that I have available to me? My second piece of advice for goal setting for business owners is to not set a financial goal without a plan to get there. So what do I mean by that? Many times I see people just say, I want to make $100,000 this year, or I want to make $500,000 this year, whatever it is that number is. And I absolutely do set financial goals. But the mistake happens when you don't also plan out how that will happen. So where will your leads come from, right? What's your marketing going to be like to get those leads? How many of each category of service or product do you need to sell? You can run a few, if you have multiple services or products, you can run different projections on this. But if you're running a real business and not a hobby, you actually need to set what is that number that I'm trying to reach, and you need the plan for how to get there. And so creating that overall number, creating that overall plan of how you're going to get there, and then breaking that down by quarter and by month. So having this really specific goal with a really specific plan to reach that goal, and then taking action on it is how you make the money. But just saying, I really need to make $100,000 in 2022, and I hope I do that. That is not enough goal setting. It needs to be goal plus plan plus action. And what you're doing right now in this phase is the goal and the plan. And then in 2022, you can take the action to get there. And my final piece of advice for goal setting for business owners is to have vision. A lot of times we can get really caught up in the numbers and logistics of our business. And I don't say that with judgment, I say that from experience. Really fixated on how do I reach these really short term goals without ever taking a step back to ask, well, is the trajectory I'm on one I want to be on? If I continue down this path, am I likely to reach my goals or get where I want to be? We don't take the time to step back and have vision about where we're going with our life and business. And this can look as detail oriented or as vague as you want it to. You can set really specific, really concrete 5-year, 10-year goals for your business. Or you could kind of just sit and sketch out, here's where I'd like to be going, right? Where I am today, who I am today, with what I have and where I see myself going. This is the path I think that I would like to take. This is where I see myself 5 years from now. Or you could break that down into a color coded chart and make it all, pretty and detailed. That's up to you. How much you put into this, how little you put into this, how much you need is up to you. But think, have vision, have creativity around it, and don't just focus on the mechanics, logistics, and numbers. Those things are important, but you also need the vision and creativity piece to actually lead your business into its next phase. Goal setting is one of my favorite things to do. I love making a good vision board, a good to-do list, breaking it all down and coming up with the plan. Where my shortcomings are sometimes in the implementation phase. But this stuff gets me psyched up. I love doing it. I love helping other people do it. So if as you're going through doing your goal setting, doing your planning, you have questions, comments, concerns, you can reach us at info@bincoprep.com. Otherwise, happy planning, and I will see you tomorrow.